Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Tuesday, October the 21st, and the Hogs are 2-5 after falling to the Texas A&M Aggies 45-42 in another heartbreaker Saturday night at Razorback Stadium. On today's show, we'll recap the game, react to sports news from around the country, give our hot seats, shout outs, and our position report card. Andrew, how was your weekend, brother?
Man, it was good. It was fun. You were at the game too, right?
I had a
Okay.
blast.
Yeah, it was entertaining if nothing else, and
Mhm.
it was fun. I was actually happy that it got delayed. A lot of people were not, but I was happy it got delayed because it gave us a night game or
Yeah, it
part of a
did.
night
The
game.
people who bet under 61.5 because you expected it to be in a pouring rain game were not happy it got delayed.
I could see that. I could see that for sure.
Um, but no, it was fun. We had a good time. There's a bunch of A&M fans there. I mean,
Dude,
they
I
start
went
they start
to
waving those white towels, and you can
yes.
see them real quick, like how many there was in the stadium. And
Yeah, well, I figured it was gonna be a pretty good crowd. So Hadley, my daughter, went. Um, she loves to do date nights, and so every once in a while, I'll take her on a date night, and so I'll let her pick where we go. Well, Friday night, she wanted to go on a date night. She wanted to go to Wright's Barbecue, and so the closest, which I'll never complain to that. And I'm like, it also made me
Mhm.
feel good. I was like, I'm raising my daughter, right? And so the closest one to us is the one at Pinnacle and Rogers, and so we get there. It was probably 6:30 by the time we got there. It was just me and her, and the line is the longest I've ever seen it. It's like outside around the building, like all the way to like in front of the Italian restaurant. And I was like,
Mhm.
baby girl, this is gonna be, and my daughter's 4, so it's not like she's has a huge comprehension of, you know, how long things take. And so yeah, it was, I was like, "Can we go anywhere else?" Or I was like, "We can make it to go order. We can, like, take it somewhere and eat it." She's like, "No, daddy, I wanna eat it inside." Like, she loves to go inside. That's her big thing right now. And I'm like, "Alright." I was like, "You're gonna have to wait a long time." And she's like, "It's okay, daddy. I'll put my patience on." And so I was like, heart melt. I was like, "Alright, we'll do it." And so we did. We waited about an hour and a half. But I say all that to say and she did great in the line, by the way. She was a
Yeah.
trooper. Um, she, or I was gonna I say all that to say there was a ton of A&M fans. I mean, probably over I bet the over under would be 65 A&M fans in the line and in the restaurant eating. So I was like,
Mhm.
there may be a lot of people here today. So
Well, they were probably eating and then heading to their Yale midnight Yale practice or whatever at Arvest Ballpark.
I heard about
Could have
that. I
been
did not.
could have been a hot. It was almost a hot seat for me.
Mhm.
But yeah. I mean, what the hell are we doing, Arvest? I mean, are we catering to the cult, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I didn't know that they did it on the road, and or at least if they did it on the road, I was like, I figured they do it like in a grocery store parking lot or something. Not. I didn't know that we were accommodating them to do this
Yeah.
thing. But as stupid as I think the Yell leaders are, and as stupid and cultish I think A&M is overall, I was like, that is actually kind of a cool like if Arkansas did something like that, I was like, that would be pretty cool. I mean, not to their level of doing it. But if we had something similarly that was actually a cool thing to do, I was like, that is a cool thing to meet up with a bunch of other fans and do something on the road. I think that is, it's kind of a
I mean,
cool
yeah, it's
tradition.
easy to gather around and do it when you're ranked number 4 in the country. Like, are they really renting out ballparks if the on their normal year where they're like 4-4 heading into games? I don't know, maybe so. Um,
I think they're weird enough to do it no matter what.
probably. But, yeah, so we were in my in-laws' seats. They were out of town, and they're in this section right next to the student section.
Okay.
So, like, perfect 114, I think it is, or
Hmm.
124, I don't remember. Um, but row 20. great seats, and we sat there a bunch. But dude, there was just A&M people sprinkled in all around us.
Mhm.
And then I'm tall enough to be able to look down to the right, and you can just see that whole section. And you
Mhm.
just see they had their towels waving, and I mean, they're excited about their team. I mean, people travel when they're winning. I mean, when we
Mhm.
had Bobby and the first time, we went to Alabama. We went to Tuscaloosa to watch a game. Alabama was
I
ranked
did
number
too.
1 or 2, and we were ranked like number 10. And I was like, yeah, let's go to Tuscaloosa. So yeah, when your team's good and you're relevant, I mean, you travel well. So
Yep.
good for them. But yeah, it was kind of a night game, so that was kind of fun.
Mhm.
I'm still disappointed to see that we don't turn the lights out to start the fourth quarter, or when we score touchdown, we don't turn the lights on and off like every other team in the SEC.
Yeah, well, I
Uh,
just I just don't think we have the lights capable of doing it. So they
yeah, I
gotta
mean,
that's one thing I'll
I
do
mean
when I take over.
Apparently Vanderbilt does, and not us, but I mean, yeah, it
Vanderbilt's
was
also in
fun.
the
It was
top
good.
10 and a playoff
They are.
contender and not
They
us.
are.
So,
That is correct. That is correct. So let's talk about the game itself. About what we expect from this team at this point, right? I mean, same coach, same results, but still in more of I just feel like losing by a one possession game to Memphis is different than losing a one possession game to Texas A&M and Tennessee. And
yeah.
so, even though the results are the same, I still feel different. I still have a better feel on this team. We'll get into Bobby in a little bit, but for as good as Texas A&M's defense is, our offense was like, yeah, I don't care. We'll run through you
Yeah.
like a knife through warm butter, and
Yeah.
Taylor Green, 125 rushing yards before sacks and 200 whatever passing yards, and I mean, still the number one overall yardage leader in the country. I mean, they didn't slow him down, so I mean, same story, different day. I mean, defense can't get a stop. Offense is looking like a top 10 offense in the country, and somehow these guys got to nut up and win a game.
Yeah. I mean, for the first time, you had no turnovers and still lost a one possession game. So and I mean, and you could argue that the game, I mean, it was a close game the whole
It
time,
was a
but
backdoor. Yeah, it was a backdoor.
you could argue that it was about a 10-point game, but you know, so I will say this about the game is we were joking because it started raining again, like right as we were scoring that last touchdown. The rain had stopped for a long time. Started raining again a little bit. We were like, what if there's a lightning delay for the onside kick? There was like 10 seconds left. Like, what if we have to go under and delay this game for an hour for to do one onside kick? I was like, I bet that would favor us though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could get Starzik back there, and he could just do his work on onside kicks in the indoor facility for an
That's
hour.
right. That's right. That's
Get
right.
some quick reps in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, man, I thought. So obviously, when Taylor Green goes down there for a minute, you're like, oh boy, here
Mhm.
we go. KJ Jackson comes in, and I told my wife, I was like, he's gonna throw the ball right here. Like,
Mhm.
most times you're gonna hand it off, but Bobby's been very high on KJ since he's been here. So I was like, he'll give KJ
Yeah.
a chance to throw it. And KJ, he completed a pass for 2 or 3 yards or something, left CJ Brown out to dry, just got killed. But
Yeah. Well, KJ got
he
killed
got
too.
killed
He
too.
got
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to the SEC, KJ.
Yeah. Which it was a third
But then
down play too, so it was
yeah.
yeah, it was a passing down or I mean, either we kicked a field goal anyway, but yeah, if you ran it, you're pretty much saying we're kicking a field goal here, but
But yeah, then
yeah.
Taylor comes back in, and he just looks like he was never hurt.
Mhm.
Omega Blake, your best receiver, showed up against one of the best secondaries you'll see all year.
Mhm.
Your best running back, Mike Washington, 147 yards. I mean, 10 yards a carry against
Both our
a
running backs
stout.
averaged over 9 yards a carry, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so your dudes that you needed to be dudes were dudes. It just
Mhm.
sucks when you got your offense has to score every possession. I mean, can we not just get in their way on accident on defense? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. And just the backbreaker, like, well, first of all, A&M was just like on schedule the whole game, I feel like. Like
Yep.
it was 1st and 10, 2nd and 3, 3rd and 1.
Mhm.
Like, and they just were just on schedule. But that 4th down and 1 where we hit dude in the backfield about 4 yards deep,
Yep.
and then I mean that's when I
Emmett
kind of knew, like, yeah, it's not
Emmett Smith's
happening.
son.
Yep, Emmitt Smith Jr. Yep. Um, I mean, that's just the momentum play you gotta have right there. That's just the
Mhm.
momentum because the crowd was great. I thought the
Oh, yeah.
crowd was awesome.
Yeah.
At the end of the first half, we made
Oh,
that
yeah.
little run. It was
Mhm.
loud. Everybody was bumping,
Yeah.
and then we tried to will them to do something good, and just we used to always say when I coach, X's and O's are important. That's about the Jimmies and Joes, not the
Yep.
X's and O's, and we just don't have the dudes on
Yeah.
defense. We just don't. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter who's coaching them. You could bring in Nick Saban, and with this group of defense, these guys we got on defense, I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Because not, but when we did stop them, or not when we stopped them, when we did slow them down, they were hunting us up and truck sticking us.
Mhm.
Like like we were a bunch of high school kids trying to tackle these guys. So, like,
Mhm.
they may have only got a 5-yard gain, but, like, he put us on a highlight reel at the end just for fun. Like, he
Right.
did like,
Yeah.
they didn't have to hit us half the time, but they would
Right.
just hit us just because they could. Like, we
Mhm.
just got a bunch of little mid-major defenders out there, and they'd be playing in the Sun Belt.
Yeah. And I haven't gone back and watched it on TV yet. I haven't watched the game broadcast yet, but, there was one play I saw on social media. I forget number 22's name on defense,
Caleb
but
Wilton.
yes. Dude, he literally just and it was one of their I think one of their 3rd down plays. I can't remember the exact play, but, I mean, he literally didn't even make an effort to make a tackle. It was just
Mhm.
running back was running, beside him, and he just goes like this. And I was like, "Are you" he didn't even, like, put his hand out to even, like
Yeah.
it wasn't far from the sideline. He could have even just made an attempt to just push him out. Literally just was, like, backed up.
Mm.
The worst
Mm-mm-mm.
worst effort I've seen zoomed in a long time. So,
He was
there's
tired of getting hit.
man, and I will say, and again, I haven't gone back and watched the tape, but Sorey looked like he was all over the place going after the
Mhm.
ball. So, I mean, we've got dudes that are
I think we're
attempting.
pursuing the ball better. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
that was one of Bobby's big deal was team pursuit to the ball and playing hard. And
Mhm.
I mean, I know they're playing harder, and I kind of bragged on that last week. But at what point are we like, dude? All right, you're in the SEC. You're making a bunch of money. We got you a new coach in here. I'm not going to pat you on the back for playing hard all the time now.
Yeah.
Like, I did it last week, but like, I'm not going to do it every week. Like,
Well, I'm
you know,
also saying that we've got guys that are, but apparently we got guys that aren't either. So,
yeah, yeah,
not every it would appear not everybody is bought in as much. And maybe it was, maybe that was I'm taking one play. I haven't gone back and watched the film, but that was about the poorest effort I've seen. It was like
yeah.
LeBron in the playoffs when the guy was driving the lane and he literally just stuck his leg out instead
Oh
of
yeah.
going to the ball. But I can talk about my LeBron feelings a different day.
um. Yeah, so we'll get into our position grades and we'll get in deep detail on every player, every position at the end of the podcast. Something I want to touch on, Bobby Petrino may be the most polarizing. He may be more polarizing than Sarah Sanders, our governor. Like,
Oh, a
I've
million percent.
I just can't believe it. Like, you touched on it last pod, but the amount of stuff I've seen on Twitter and on post game reaction Twitter and YouTube comments, like,
It's growing.
half of
It's
these, well,
become a thing.
but
It's
yeah, half of these people are like, pull the interim tag now, give him the job,
mhm. Yeah.
and then half of the people are like, I won't go to another game if you hire this guy. And
Mhm.
so, I mean, it's like split down the middle,
Yeah.
and there's not very many people that are like me, like, all right, he's coaching the next 5 games no matter what. I don't know why you would pull the interim tag whenever, like, let's try to hit the grand slam,
Yeah.
right? And if it doesn't work, then we got Bobby back here hanging out. I don't understand the
Mhm.
pull the interim tag, but I also don't understand the people that are like, never, ever, ever again. Like, he has no morals, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We're not going to go rehash everything that happened 15 years ago. But
Mhm.
if you're holding stuff against everybody in your life for something they did stupid 15 years ago, that's your prerogative. I'm not going down that route. But if you're looking for morals in sports, you probably don't need to be watching SEC football. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
No,
just
for
so
sure.
polarizing. I mean, who knew? Like nobody even wants to just let's just let it play out. I feel like I'm on an island. Let's just let it play out and see what happens. You know?
Right. Yeah. I don't understand. I think we have I wanna go follow, like, Florida's fan pages or, like, Penn State's fan pages just to see if their fans are as uneducated as ours are in a coaching search, because, I mean, every other year, it's like every other year, it's like, "Oh, let's go get, whoever. Let's get Jimmy Johnson to come back and coach Razorbacks. Let's get, John Gruden," when it was unattainable. Like, it might be attainable now, but and he alluded on his podcast the other day that he's prepping to be
He's
a coach
he
in
is
college.
he is ready to coach. That is
Yes.
correct. He is ready to coach.
So, but so that's what it's been in previous searches. Is it's like the most unrealistic possibilities in the world are who they throw out. But now it's like, oh, it's I've seen people posting, all right, hey, if we lose out, is Bobby still your guy? And it was a great majority of the people saying yes.
That's
If we
crazy.
lose, and I'm like,
That's
y'all
crazy.
are just accepting mediocrity, like, as like you're going off, you're praising this guy like he's the second coming of Jesus, like, and he hasn't won a game yet here. Like, all in his last, ever since he's left, he's had, I'm not saying it's been a total failure. He had, I mean, obviously Lamar Jackson won the Heisman, uh but he got fired at Louisville the very next year after Lamar was gone. Missouri State didn't really work out. Nobody's and here's my question on Bobby. This is like my big question. How many other of these, there's a lot of job openings right now. How many of them have you heard his name a candidate for? Or that people
Yeah.
are going out and searching for Bobby Petrino?
It's yeah, I see what you're saying, but it's kind of a unique situation,
I
like
and I mean, you can say that, like, he wants this job and he's the interim now, and so, like,
and he's done it before.
his first choice would be to get the Arkansas job. I get all that.
Yeah.
But let's go 2 years ago. Nobody was breaking down the door to hire, and
Yeah.
I'm talking, like, group of 5 schools weren't breaking down the door to
Yeah.
hire this dude. So, and I actually did the research on our defenses when he was here before, because all the comments that I see are, "It's not him, it's the defense. The offense is, top 10 in the nation, and we're going," and I'm like, so I was like, "All right, well, let's look at the defenses when he was here." It was, and I don't have the exact numbers. I wrote them down and then I don't have them in front of me. So, but it was 95th the first year, 45th, around 45 the second year. No, sorry, 50. It was 95, 56, 45, 33. Those were his defenses, the scoring points allowed.
I go streaking through the neighborhood to have the 45th ranked defense in the country right
Oh,
now.
well, no, you're not joking. This year we're 16th from the bottom. So
Yeah.
there's only
Yeah.
15 teams worse than us in scoring defense. But um yeah, I I basically just want people to pump the brakes. And I'm not trying to sound like a Bobby hater. I'm really not, because we had great times when he was here before. Our offense is moving the ball and scoring right now. I'm not denying that whatsoever. some clock management things so far, some timeout things so far, but, maybe he's rusty. Anyway, I don't wanna sound like the biggest Bobby hater in the world, I'm not, but I just want people to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm with you. I would much rather swing for the home run and land on Bobby and, he'll be out of here in 3 years, but,
Let us swing and
well,
miss. Let us
yeah,
swing and miss.
just let me see what could have been if there is a could have been.
But
But
there's
there's about to be
there's
more jobs open.
legitimately there's legitimately media voices in Arkansas now. It's not just fans. It's
Mhm,
media, it's sports journalists that are saying, "Hey, if he beats Auburn this week, you pull the interim tag off of him in the second bye week, which is in 2 or 3 weeks." And I'm
mhm,
like, "Guys, what are we doing? Like,
mhm.
pump him, pump
Yeah,
him." And so, I don't know, it's just 100-year check's a wild card. We'll never know. I mean,
yeah.
we'll never know if we pulled the interim on him in the second bye week, then we would know. But
Mhm,
if we end up hiring him at, a week after the Missouri game or whatever, we'll just never know if, hey, this was a plan all along, or if we struck out and missed, we'll just never know. So
mhm,
it's it was fun to talk about at first, but now it's getting closer. It's just a little bit antsy almost, a
mhm.
little nerve wracking in a way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just
obviously, he's getting more out of them than Sam did,
yeah,
and so, for whatever that's worth.
yeah,
But it's not a X's and O's thing for me with Bobby. I just feel like his best days are behind him,
yeah.
and me personally, that's not what I think we need right now.
Right. No,
Once again, if it got to him, I'm not gonna gripe. If we hire Bobby because we struck out 4 or 5 times, I'm not gonna throw a fit. I'll be like, "All right, let's go." I'll be excited. But
mhm,
I just feel like his best days are behind him. I hope I'm wrong.
yeah.
Um, and we've rehashed this already. I mean, we don't have to do it again, but I was just shocked at the comments and the reaction and some of the podcasts I watched just about how many people are just ready to do it right now. Just
No, yeah.
pull the
It
interim tag off right now.
No, like I said, it's growing. Like, when I first said it, what, 2 weeks ago, I was like, it's probably 30 to 40, 50%, maybe 50% on the high end of people that want Bobby to have this job. Dude, I think it's, like, pushing 70. I think it's I think it's getting to the point where I mean, like I said, to see multiple posts of people saying like, "Hey, if we lose out, is Bobby still your guy?" And the majority of the comments were, "Yes, we want like we've seen enough. Offense is doing what it's supposed to do. It's all the defense. Wait till this guy gets NIL money, and wait till this guy gets his defense and his coordinators and his system in place." And I'm just like, "Okay, I don't know that this is going to end the way you think it will if you go that route." And again, I don't wanna sound like a hater, but I just I think we could do better. And
Yeah.
and again, he's unproven in the NIL era. Not to say that he can't do it, not to say that we can't have support. I think there is enough people obviously that would support the decision if that's who got the job, but, you know, just the last couple stints haven't panned out, and then also unproven in the NIL area when I think there are some great up and coming options that, again, I don't have sources, but just reading people that do have sources saying that there are people interested in this job. Although Dan Mullen said that he's
Not Dan Mullen. Not Dan Mullen.
0.0% interested. And although he got blown out by my Boise State coach that I added to my list last week. So,
Mhm. Let's talk
uh,
about that for a second. I mean,
sure.
what do you read into that? Do you feel like that's actually him on Twitter? Because most of these head coaches, they got like interns or,
Right.
I mean, it's been taken down. I mean, the comment's been deleted,
Okay.
but who even Dan Mullen's on my board. He's like number 6
Mhm.
or 7 on my board.
Yeah.
But the fact that he would get on and say that if it was him,
Mhm.
I don't know how far I can drop somebody, but, like,
Mhm.
as far down to the pits of hell that I could possibly drop somebody, that
Yeah.
you would actually get on and comment that.
Mhm.
Who
Well,
does that?
and to throw another coach name out there, like to
Yeah,
suggest
yeah,
somebody else too. Like, hey, I'm 0% interested, 0.0% interested in this job, but go hire Gus.
yeah, dude,
That's
that's
your guy. And
crazy.
I'm just
That's
like,
crazy talk.
yeah. So I don't know what to think of it or make of it. But
Screw him, yeah.
I'm also like, how is Dan Mullen listening to Mike Irwin on
Yeah,
whatever
on some
show
ra
or
on
podcast
some
it was?
it was on yeah,
It
on a
wasn't
random
like
podcast. It wasn't even his real show. It was like some random
right,
podcast he was a guest on.
right, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying. It's not adding up. Like all this is
yeah,
not adding up. But whatever. I'm done with Dan Mullen.
yeah, yeah.
You want my hot
Moving
take? You want my super hot take? I
hot take
think
or
I'm
hot
off
seat?
hot take.
Okay, okay, go for it.
I think I'm off the John Summerall train a little bit.
Okay,
I mean, I know he's like the hottest name. Like he's hot. His name's harder than Golish for all these jobs. Um,
for some people, not for this one.
yeah, yeah. But like, dude, I've watched 2 or 3 games now, and he wins, and
Mm-hmm.
he's intense. But dude, it's ugly,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm all about winning. I want to win. Don't get in
Right.
up here in the comments be like, oh, Drennan don't want to win. He wants to. No, I want to win, but I don't want to win 17-14 every game. you know,
Look, well, yeah, I'll say this. I'll take 8, 9 wins, however I can get them for the next couple years going forward. But after that, once we get a little established, yeah, let's not be winning on like failed 2-point conversions and that kind of stuff.
it's just
Let's not win.
ugly,
Let's not be
man.
winning games like 19-15 kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, it's
let's.
ugly. And so
But hey, we'll take as many goalish supporters as we can get here on the Never Yield Pod.
that's right.
I'm all my chips are in
Yeah.
on Alex Goalish.
So obviously Florida has now come open.
Correct.
Billy Napier has been fired.
After winning.
I think yeah. I think the worst thing that can happen is Florida hiring like Lane Kiffin
Hmm. Or Eli.
or Eli
Hmm.
because I'm not saying Summer or Golish won't go to Florida. I'm not saying that. But I'm
Hmm.
saying Florida has a chance to swing for the fences at more people that maybe we would not.
Right.
Like
Right.
we're kind of almost trying to hire different coaches. If Ole
Hmm.
Miss or Missouri comes open, that's got Golish and Summerall written
Hmm.
all over it,
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah.
Auburn even. Like
Right.
so, yeah. So I'm almost hoping that Florida will just go hire James Franklin and get it over with.
Yeah.
That way we don't have a domino effect that hurts us.
Perfect scenario for us. So Ole Miss's AD came out and said that they want to re-sign Lane
Mhm.
like Signetti did at Indiana. It'll be telling for him to come out and say that they want to do that. If they don't come to an agreement here in the next, say, 3, 4 weeks, that's
Yeah,
going to tell me Lane is shopping.
yeah.
And so, best case scenario for us is Lane resigns at Ole Miss. Maybe even Eli does the same at Missouri. And then Florida goes and gets a James Franklin or John Gruden or, somebody to that effect or somebody outside of that realm. But, I've seen a couple people that have like their job rankings and we're still third, regardless of like overall, we're still third in most people's eyes after Florida, Penn State, and then us. But Auburn may very well come open.
Oh,
LSU.
Auburn will be open Sunday. this Sunday at about 1:30.
Yeah. uh, LSU, if they lose 2 or 3 more, I could
Mhm.
very well see them pulling that trigger. That puts us down
Florida
to
State Florida State,
Florida State.
rumors, they're already saying they're meeting right now.
Dude,
The board of directors is meeting, like, trying to figure out if this is the route because they got beat by Stanford. I mean, so, yeah, I don't but here alright, devil's advocate. I
mhm,
literally just said that we don't want Florida to hire Lane because that
mhm,
opens up Ole Miss. That could we need Ole Miss to be bad again. And it ain't gonna
yep.
happen with Lane Kiffin there. And we need Missouri to be bad again. It ain't gonna happen with Eli there. So
That's true
m-
too.
maybe we do want Florida to take one of these guys, and then we just get in a bidding war with Ole Miss or Missouri for these mid major guys.
You know you bring up a good point there actually that yeah, maybe we would actually nut up and not wanna lose these coaching searches again
Again,
if it's down to us and, Ole Miss, be like, "Hey,
got us
come
last
at
time.
us. Come at us. You got us last time. We're, you know, Darren McFadden, we got that wood right here. We got them
Hmm.
dollars right here.
Hmm.
We're gonna pony up this time." So maybe that's what it would take to get a Golish or Summerall or one of these other big name guys to come here. So but according to 70% of the fan base, it's gonna be Bobby. So
And I almost think we need Golish to lose again.
mhm.
I think if he makes a playoff, I think we're in trouble.
Yeah. It just depends on how whoever's making the decision on this hire wants to play it, if they want to wait it out or if they want to, get somebody in here before January.
Mhm. That's what
So,
I'm saying. Like, I think we're in trouble. A because the portal opens a week after the last regular season game.
mhm,
So if Golish or Summerall's in the playoff, we're missing out on the portal already. And
yeah,
so I don't know. And I think it obviously helps their stock for a better job. So
yeah,
I think it'll be pretty telling that whatever job's not filled between Arkansas, Penn State, Florida, Auburn, whatever job's not filled come December 1,
mhm,
you already know that Golish or whoever's in the playoff is taking that job. I mean,
mhm.
so
I think Matt Rule is going to end up at Penn State.
yeah, that makes
I
sense.
think,
That makes too much sense.
um,
But
but
then Nebraska, that's a similar job to us. I
yeah,
mean,
I would
so
I would hope we have the nod, although they have the cool lights in the light show, so they might edge us a little bit there. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
They're
Um,
Adidas though, so
oh, do you see James Franklin on game day?
I missed game day. I was getting some things done before I went to the game on Saturday, so I did not see any of game day. This is the first game day I missed this year. So what I saw that he was on it, but I didn't hear what he
Yeah,
said.
man. I mean, I'll be honest with you, he knocked it out of the park. I mean,
Okay.
I think it was like a PR thing anyway. Like it was all kind of planned, you know.
Mhm.
But dude, I mean, he said all the right things, and he said he was shocked that it happened, and he said he's going to coach again. He said the goal was to win a national championship, and I guess I'll just do it somewhere else. I mean, and so I mean, he said all the right things, and he had a little renewed energy about him. Like I know a lot of coaches being in the industry for a long time. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just get stale. You don't even realize it. You're just kind of in that circle. You're just never ending hamster wheel. You're just and sometimes you just need to be re-energized. You need a fresh look. And
Mhm.
so I don't know. I'm not saying I want James Franklin. I
Yeah, I
still
hope
am
I
not.
hope he
Uh,
I hope he gets the change of scenery he's looking for somewhere else. I hope he
Yeah,
gets it.
but he killed it. I mean, it was a good interview. So can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm not sure. Can you see me?
You're fuzzy.
Okay. I don't say my computer. My video's not working.
There we go.
Moving on. Let's talk a little baseball. Tony Vitello is being
Yes.
rumored and linked to the head job of the San Francisco Giants.
Yes.
That kind of came out of left field, out of nowhere.
Yes, it did.
As of Tuesday or Monday night when we're recording this, I haven't seen anything official, but that is very interesting because
Mhm.
everybody thinks he's the next guy to follow Dave Van Horn. And
Mhm.
so that either puts a wrinkle in that or it makes it easier because he'll go to the Giants and get fired in 3 or 4 years, and then he'll be able to slide
Mhm.
right back into college. So,
Yep.
but that's some big news in the baseball world.
Yeah, I don't think you really hear about or see. It's not like other sports where a lot of college coaches make the jump to NBA or the NFL, or you don't hear about it as much in baseball. So, yeah, it was kind of a surprising thing to see as you're scrolling over the weekend to see On Three reporting that Tony Vitello is a candidate or possibly gonna be the next Giants manager. So, yeah, kind of a interesting thing there. I'll take one less good coach out of the SEC for
Dang
sure.
right. Dang right. Um, World Series, Dodgers swept the Brewers 4-0. It's almost cheating how good the Dodgers are when they're playing well.
Mhm.
Uh, I'll get into a little bit of that on my shout out here in a minute, but
Okay.
um,
I saw my first playoff baseball action in about 2 years, while we were waiting in line on Friday night. They had
okay.
the Mariners and Blue Jays came on.
Yep. Correct.
That's who you think? Okay.
Correct.
Um, and
Oh my, breaking news. Beep, 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 beep.
okay.
Apparently the Blue Jays have just hit a 3-run bomb in game 7 to defeat the Mariners 4-3 to head to the World
To advance to the
Series.
World Series?
Yes, holy cow. It was
Well,
a seventh inning, bottom of the seventh inning, 3-run home run. They were down 3-1, and George Springer went yard. So the World Series is set. We have the LA Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays, and
gross.
golly, that is very gross. That is
I hope
extremely
they both
gross.
lose.
Um, but I have to root for the Team USA, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, obviously. Well, that makes my story irrelevant now, but so the Mariners were down, I think they were down 2-1 like the whole time we're in line. And we get our food, and by the time we sit down it's tied 2-2. And then we sit down and dude hits a grand slam.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Eugenio Suarez, yeah. Unbelievable grand slam.
Yeah, you took the name right out of my mouth. He hit a grand slam, and so me and Hadley got to enjoy a little playoff baseball. It was my first playoff baseball in about 2 years, probably. So, but
Yeah. No,
yeah,
dude, that was
it was
intense. I
cool.
I was watching that live and I was excited, man. I love it. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than playoff baseball, like the crowds and just living on every pitch. And
Yeah,
even as just a casual fan, it was a great game to watch.
yeah.
Um, Around the country, South Florida, Alex Golish puts another butt whooping on Florida Atlantic, 48-13, in impressive fashion. Ryan Silverfield and the Memphis Tigers get beat by the UAB Dragons.
They're the
I don't remember.
Blazers,
Blazers,
but
but
the
their
logo is a
mascot's a
dragon.
dragon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
led by former great Arkansas Razorback quarterback, who?
Alex Mortensen.
Attaboy, attaboy. Um, so yeah, that was interesting. Interim coach comes in and gets him fired up.
Yeah.
And then Tulane squeaks by Army 24-17, as I said earlier. They were down the whole game. I think it was 3-3 at halftime.
Oh
Tulane and Army.
gosh.
So sign up, yeah, get you some of that. And then kind of the dark horse name, the Eric Morris at North Texas. 6-1. Their only losses to South Florida. They spanked Jeff Traylor and UTSA 55-17. So, of the 4 American Conference coaches that are on the Razorbacks short list, anything stand out to you in that?
I'm gonna ride the goalless train till I can't anymore. So that's where my Razorback Foundation dollars are. I mean, they're spending it however they want it, but that's what I'm claiming that they're going to is to go get Alex Golesh. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna ride it till I can't.
Um,
I need to get me a Bulls hat,
yeah.
South Florida
Miami,
Bulls hat.
number 2 Miami Hurricanes go down to Louisville 24-21.
I
Boy,
wanted to
Carson
pick
Beck
it.
looked awful. God, he
Oh,
looked awful.
4 picks and
Um,
apparently threw his
Luke.
receiver under the bus
Oh, did he? I missed that.
in the press conference. Yeah.
Uh, Luke Fickle still has a job,
Yeah, it's
which
another
is
one that's gonna be open probably.
more and more surprising because I think they had like 100 yards of total offense against Ohio State. I mean, I don't care who you're playing. You got to put up more than 100 yards of total offense
They gave up. They lost like what did I say that score was last week? Like 37-0 against
to
Iowa last week.
Iowa. Yeah. Yeah.
The offensive juggernaut of Iowa.
I think Ohio State looks pretty clearly like the best team in the country again. Um,
Yeah.
their defense is unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
like they don't give up points to anybody. Indiana took care of Michigan State. Man, I had the minus 27.5, and they were up by 30, and Michigan State had the ball.
Hmm.
And for whatever reason, I guess Michigan State just wanted to get their field goal kicker some practice to end the game.
Hmm.
And so they drive the ball down the field against Indiana's backups, and they down 38-10 or whatever. Yeah, 38-10. They decide they're going to kick a field goal with 25 seconds left in the game. I mean, what are we doing? If that's not a losing mentality and a loser coach, if I've ever seen one.
Hmm.
Georgia took care of Ole Miss in a great game. I got to watch a little bit of it. Ole Miss led almost the whole game.
They did.
Georgia couldn't stop them until they needed to, and they outscored Ole Miss 17-0 in the fourth quarter to win by 8. Alabama took Tennessee to the woodshed, which I kind of
Yep.
saw happening.
Hmm.
Texas Tech, number 7, gets beat. They had backup quarterback playing, but they go down. Vandy, Diego has no problem scoring against that stifling LSU defense as Brian Kelly loses to Vanderbilt 31-24.
Yep.
It's never a bad thing. And then Notre Dame beat USC. I love South Carolina got waxed by Oklahoma. Shane Beamer cried again on his postgame presser.
Saw that.
That's every week. There's a bunch of good games. Missouri and Auburn. Missouri beats
Yep.
Auburn 23-17. Auburn just gave it away. I mean, just gave it away.
Hmm.
And man, I'm hoping they come in just crippling, just quitting on Hugh. I hope they pull a Notre Dame. Like we did against Notre Dame. I hope.
Hmm.
I think Saturday could be their Notre Dame, hopefully. And then the last one, obviously, Texas squeaks by Kentucky in overtime. 16-13 offensive shootout. So bunch of good games though. It was a good week of football.
It was.
Looking forward to the Hogs schedule. I mean, they got a bunch of winnable games in front of them. Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas is not good. LSU's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, so they got some winnable games.
Yeah. We'll see how many 3-point losses we
I'll
can
say
avoid.
how many we can lose by one possession.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get to our hot seats, I almost did it, but I'm not going to do it. We got Razorback basketball on Friday this week. It is game week for the Hoop Hogs, and so
Exhibition. But
it's
yeah.
still game week. Yeah,
Yeah.
exhibition doesn't go on the record, but we'll kind of see where we're at a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Cincinnati's going to be a tournament team. They're good.
Yep.
They went to Michigan, beat Michigan in a exhibition last week, so they've already got one game under their belt to kind of figure out some things. So they do have a little advantage there, but we'll talk more about it on Friday's pod. But man, I'm excited for this basketball team. I'm excited to see, Trevor Brazile, if he's really improved, or if he can do it every game, every possession, or if he's just kind of a flash in the pan guy. I'm excited to see Darius Acuff and DJ Wagner, how Cal works that dynamic, because they're both true point guards.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited for Hog Hoops, man.
I know. I am too. I'm trying to withhold like too much excitement and hope, but from everything they're saying, this team's gonna be special. So we
just
me and
gotta
my
pump the
brother,
brakes.
yeah, me and my brother used to always quote what was the name of the movie with Glory Road, where it's the Texas Western playing Kentucky for the national championship, and John Voight, I think, played Adolph Rupp in that movie, and so me and my brother would always be like, it pans to their huddle, the Kentucky huddle, and he's like, "Special team, boys, special team." And so we used to say that all the time to each other, like if there was, if Arkansas was playing really good, we'd be like, "Special team."
Sounds like
So
Houston Nutt, kind of.
well, yeah, everything that I do kind of filters back to Houston, but but yeah, that was a great movie, by the way.
Yeah,
You
it
haven't
was a good
seen
movie.
you haven't seen Glory Road, go check it out.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll touch a little more in detail Friday, kind of what our expectations are for the Hoop Hogs, and we probably won't give like predictions until after the exhibition games. But that's coming up soon too, because the basketball season is here.
Yes. Need it
All
now
right.
more than ever.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Hot seats, shout outs. My first hot seat is Andrew alluded to this like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but the overall game day experience for a Razorback game. The crowd was great. We were into it. The music this year seemed a little better timed, a little more hype than in the past. I've got a few Mo Bambas. I love Mo Bamba, dude. Like on third down when Mo Bamba plays, I love it. We got a couple Mo Bambas. Last year we didn't get like any. But man, this PA announcer, he's been doing it forever. But he had a bad game Saturday night. Bad game. It started with, in the middle of a random play, it just started with, and there's a flag on the play. No,
No
there's
flag.
not, buddy. No flag, buddy. They're in the no huddle, and I'm like, "Where's the flag at? Where's the no flag?"
I missed that one.
No. Oh, dude, it was so funny. And then I don't know what he called Omega Blake, but Omega Blake had a big catch, like a big catch, like a 3rd and 12 to get a first down. And I'm pretty sure he called him number 9 off of A&M's team. That's the only logical person it could have been. It was
I missed
like,
that too.
it was Jaquavius something, like not even close to Omega Blake. It was like Jaquavius Clowney or something. Like I was like, dude, 2 of them in a row. What are we doing, big dog? And then this is not the PA announcer, but we get tackled on the 1-inch line, and they start shooting off fireworks. We didn't even
Yeah,
score a
I
touchdown.
did catch that. Yes.
And I'm
Yes,
like,
on
"Guys,
Braylon Russell's, run. Yeah.
yeah, just tell us that we're not relevant, like,
Yes.
with all these awful disasters." So, anyways, we just gotta fine tune this. This is game 3 in Fayetteville. We gotta be better. Um, you're not just gonna be good in your football team. It's a culture. Your culture
Mhm.
bleeds over to your everything.
Yep.
And so, um, I guarantee they don't have these problems at Georgia or Alabama.
No. No,
So
that's as finely tuned as the football team is, I promise you.
my first hot seat is the PA guy and just poor stadium management.
Yeah. At least they didn't bring the Frisbee dog out this game, so there's that. Uh,
Yeah, and
my hot
I was underwhelmed by the DMAC thing too. Like, I don't know. I mean, it was cool. It
well
was fine, but like,
well, again, it's just another thing Hunter Yurchek screwed up. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's a different color number than we're just honoring his number. It's not retired. I saw
yeah,
several news stations misreport that we retired his number. We
no,
didn't. So Brandon Burlsworth, number 77, and I forget who number 12 is that
I
we
don't know
retired.
who number 12 is. Still, I don't.
It was
Our
somebody.
our dads are probably embarrassed that we don't know this, but
Yeah. My guess was Steve Little, and I was wrong on that. He was number 12, but it wasn't him. I think it was a defensive player. Anyway, 77 and 12, the only two numbers that are retired at Arkansas. They have them way up there in the south end zone, apparently, which
you
is
can't
like,
even see him.
yeah, you can't even see them. And even when the camera zoomed in on it, it cut off half the number. So I was like, I don't even know
Yeah.
where this thing is. Um, and so then they unveiled DMAC's number, which we're just honoring now. We're not retiring it.
Mhm.
So it's in red. It's not. So I'm like, the number's already up there. Why are we not retiring this thing? He's the greatest player in the history of your program, probably will be the greatest player in the history of your program. Retire the dang number. And Hunter
Yeah,
Yurchek has alluded several times that he's not going to like that.
not doing it.
So it's going to be on the next athletic director to do another ceremony and retire his number and
Yeah.
put a statue out there. I'm like, figure it out. Yeah, it was just I loved hearing DMAC talk, like just him grabbing the
Uh-huh.
mic and saying some things was awesome. But just Hunter Yurchek standing there just made it awkward and dumb and like first of all, it was bad planned from the beginning, this whole thing. It's you scheduled it for the A&M game. DMAC never played A&M. That was
Yeah.
before the Southwest Classic. That was before all of that. And so before they joined the conference. So I heard an interview. I think he's on the Buzz every week. They have like a sponsored deal where they interview him every week to talk about games and stuff. Anyway, they were asking him about it a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "Hey, what does it mean to you to be honored at the A&M game?" And um, he even said, "Yeah, I never played A&M. I never got the opportunity to play against him." And I'm like, the very next week you're playing Auburn. Which was his one of his breakout performances when we beat
Mhm.
number 2 Auburn at Auburn. I
Yep.
was like, "Who plans this stuff?" That's like right off the dome, easy choice to be like, "Let's do it the Auburn game." That was his big breakout performance where we beat the number 2 team in the country. Anyway, I don't. Again, this is why they don't pay me to do it, but I feel like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It was bad. But love seeing DMAC there, love hearing him talk about it. Love that we
Mhm.
did something other than nothing, but you need to retire that thing. Turn 5
Mhm.
white and just do it. My hot seat, we've kind of already alluded to, but just the Razorback fan base when anytime we're in a coaching search, it's just the comments that I read and just the people that don't know ball, and then that's exactly what they comment to every time somebody says they don't want Bobby Petrino. They're like, "You don't know ball," and I'm like, "I don't think you know ball because it's something. It'd be somebody complaining about clock management, or you know, how for the second game in a row under his tutelage, we haven't gotten a touchdown on the first drive. It's been field goal when you elected to get the ball. And so, I don't want to harp on it too much because we already talked about it. But yeah, just Razorback fan base, just pump the brakes. It may end up being Bobby. You may end up getting your guy, but it is a growing snowball that is getting bigger by the week. And we haven't won. Like it's not like he's come out and, obviously we've looked better. But we're still losing one possession games. That's what we fired the coach for. And here's the other point I was gonna make on it, and then I'll shut up about it. But what was not your and I's prediction for the year? I think you said 6-6. I think I said 7-5. But Hunter Yurachek's expectation for the year had to be better than 6-6 to bring the coaching staff back, right?
You think?
Okay. So let's say 7-5 was Hunter Yurachek's expectation going into this year. So that's not us. That's the AD's expectation going into the year. With this team that he saw put together, let's just say 7-5 was the expectation. Bobby was handed what, we were 2-4, 2-3?
Mm,
2 and 3
3.
when he took over because we had 7 games left. So you have 7 games to win 5. You're already 0-2 in one possession games. So to me, with this team, if the other head coach wasn't doing it, your expectation is everybody's like, well, the expectation isn't to win these games. It's just to show improvement and to like you're playing the number 4 team in the country. I'm like, I don't care if it's number 1. Like, if this team was supposed to win 7 games this year, if that was the expectation and you're so much better than the previous option, then like let's make some things happen. Let's actually win one of these games. Let's not fumble 3 times a week ago. Let's not go 3 and out coming out of halftime and then give up a 80-yard run to the quarterback first play of the second half. So, look, I will say it and say it again. I can 2 things can be true. I can root for success the rest of the way. Like, I want to see us win some games. I want to see us improve, obviously. I love that the last 2 games have been entertaining. I can want us to be improved and fun to watch and entertaining and win some games. And I can also not want Bobby Petrino to be the long term option. I think both can be true.
We can. 100%.
So that's my hot seat end of rant.
Yeah. Um it's just I don't know. I'm so I hate walking the middle and stuff, but I truly am so in the middle on this. Like I could completely see both sides of people wanting both sides. I've made my opinion clear, so we're not gonna go back down it.
Yeah.
My first
I
shout
just
out
yeah.
or my only shout out is I'm going back to baseball.
Okay.
We may be watching the best baseball player in the history of the game,
Mm-hmm.
Shohei Ohtani. Dude, in the game for the ALs or the NLCS, the National League Championship Series, that means the Final Four, people.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say that pitching 6 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts is a great performance in that setup, that situation?
Yes, I would. And I think I
Yeah,
know where you're going
that'd be
with this.
great.
I
That'd
think
be
it
great
does
for
not
anybody,
happen
right?
often. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 6 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts. What about hitting 2 home runs in that game? A completely different player. What if you hit 2 home runs in the National League Championship Series? Pretty good day, right?
You'd be almost as good as Albert Pujols, yeah.
What about 3 home runs in one game, the
Then you would be
NLCS?
Albert Pujols. Yeah.
What if you hit 3 home runs and you pitch 6 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts in the same game?
I would say I would
Would
dare
Albert
to say without I would dare to say without just initial thoughts that would probably be a top I was almost gonna say top 5, but probably a top 3 postseason performance of any sport.
I mean,
To do
that's
both of I mean,
unbelievable.
it's probably the greatest feat. I
I
mean,
mean,
honestly.
that's is that not insane? I mean, the only thing that could be better is if he did it in the World Series. Um, but yeah, Shohei Ohtani, 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts, not against the Pittsburgh Pirates or the St. Louis Cardinals. We're
Oh
talking the
gosh.
we're talking the
Oh.
NLCS National League Championship Series against the Brewers, who had the best record in baseball, better than the Dodgers. And so my shout out is just recognizing greatness. Um, if you're not a baseball fan, you're missing out. Shohei Ohtani is a once in a lifetime type player, and so I'll be curious to see what he does in the World Series. I'm excited to watch it. Shohei Ohtani is my shout out.
Alright. Hey, no, that's incredible. That's gotta be, if not number 1, it's up there on
Yeah,
all-time
has to be
postseason performances. So,
any sport.
yeah, incredible. I'll agree. Go get him, St. Louis. Let's make some moves. So my shout out, we have also alluded to this, but we need to just like come out the gate and do our hot seats and shout outs so that way we're not
Good.
talking about it beforehand. But uh no, I was gonna say just to make it Razorback related, Alex Mortensen taking over as interim head coach and beating the undefeated Memphis Tigers. Not only that he was Razorback, but lost his dad earlier. I think it was earlier this year. My time's running together. It's been within the past year. Lost his dad, Chris Mortensen, who was obviously a huge NFL insider with ESPN. The funeral was at the church that I attend a while back, and so there was a lot of big people that came to support that, and but I know that just would have been an awesome moment for him to if his dad could have been there to see it, but the fact that he did lose his dad and has that, I'm sure he carries his dad with him everywhere he goes, and from everything I understand, Chris Mortensen was an awesome,
Awesome guy.
awesome
Yeah.
guy, and so happy to see that Alex Mortensen, after getting promoted, gets a win against an undefeated group of 5. If you want to call him a powerhouse this year, you can. Yeah, that he was able to go get it done. So I thought that was really cool. So that was my shout out
Yeah, that's
today.
that's big time for him. I don't know much about Alex. I knew he was with UAB, but
Hmm.
I'd be curious to kind of keep up with his career path moving forward. I'm sure we'll
Yeah,
get a
I
chance
know.
to be a
I know
head
he was on
coach.
Alabama's staff forever because
Mhm.
they would. I think I've been friends with him on Facebook ever since he was in, like we were in college. I think he was similar age to us, and so back then, like in high school, like you friend when we first got on
Everybody,
Facebook,
yeah,
that you're friends with anybody and everybody. So I think I've been friends with him the whole time. So like I've known where he's been at, and so but yeah, I know he was on Alabama's staff for like a long time. So
yeah.
he's got some Saban in him in there. So
Good for
we'll
him.
have to we'll
Good
have
for
to
him.
follow him, and hopefully he has a successful career. And
Like Rhett Lashley, he's a better coach than he was a quarterback.
yes, yes,
And Dow
yes,
Loggins.
yes. Also same.
Yeah, shout out to Alex. That's awesome. Good for him. We like seeing our own do well. All
Yeah,
right, position report cards. All right. Start with quarterback. Taylor Green. I'll give him an A minus. I just think one of the things I hate more than anything is that the Taylor Green era will go down as one of the most blah just never remember anything about it eras ever
Mhm.
because I said this before. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I mean,
Mhm.
he's probably top 10
Yeah.
favorite Hogs of all time, and that goes back to when I started watching the Hogs, 1998. So
Mhm.
25 years ago, 27 years ago, whatever. Um, I just it hurts me that he's so good, he's so dynamic, he's such a magician with his legs. He's became such a much better passer this year than he was last year,
Mhm.
and this whole era is just going to go down for a big nothing burger. And I just
Yeah.
hate that because he's such a special quarterback
Mhm.
that once, I guess you could technically say a twice in a 25-year player because him and Matt Jones are the only two somewhat like what they do.
Mhm.
Um, so, anyways, that hurts me for Taylor because he's one of my favorites, and but I gave him an A-minus. I thought he was excellent. I thought, you know, 250 something yards, three passing touchdowns, rushed for 120, didn't fumble, which is we've been on him about, didn't throw any
Mhm.
interceptions, took care of the ball. The only knock you can give on the guy, I guess two knocks, is he's letting, these sacks, these 15, 20-yard lost sacks are just
Mhm.
killing us.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes you just got to take your 6-yard sack or your 8-yard sack and not let it turn into a 20-yard sack.
Or
Um,
just roll out and throw the ball away.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And and then I guess when we went for it on fourth down, I've not seen it, but I guess Bobby says we had the perfect play call and we had a guy wide open and Taylor
I
just
think the
didn't get
running back I think the running back was wide open.
yeah, Taylor just didn't get rid of it. And so, I guess we could dock him for that. But overall, man, I mean, he's the only reason we've been in any of these games, Tennessee, A&M. And so I love the man. I'm a huge fan. I think he's a good leader, and I think he's
Mhm.
got great character. And give him an A-minus, man. Good for him. Thanks for keeping us in all the games, brother.
Yeah. I went B plus. Just a couple times holding on to the ball and again just taking those sacks are inexcusable. But I hate to use those words because for those plays he makes 15 incredible plays that nobody else can make. We had some A&M fans sitting behind us, and just the whole game they were like, "Oh, we got him!" And then it was he'd break out and just look completely beat the edge, and they'd be like, "How's he freaking doing that?" And so, yeah, it's just incredible talent. Um, and again, I'll piggyback off what you said. I hate it for him too because I wish he had one more year of eligibility. Because yeah, I wish he could find some success and or be able to take advantage of his playmaking ability just because he's fun to watch and from everything I can tell a great kid and so I hate it for him. I wish he was in a different era, but play
It's
where
just so
play
rare.
where your
Like
feet are.
usually when your team sucks, it's a direct correlation of quarterback play.
Mhm.
I mean, I would say 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
And so I just hate it for him because
Yeah.
none of this is on him. I mean, Texas would love to have Taylor Green.
Yeah.
Auburn would love to have Taylor Green. I mean,
Mhm.
all LSU, I know Nussmeier's Nussmeier, but I mean, they can't score. I mean, all these
Mhm.
people would love to have Taylor Green. So
Yeah.
I just hate that. Hey, it's going down like it is. Running back, we talked about it earlier. I think they were elite. I think Mike Washington's really came into his own. I said in the
Mhm.
preseason they're hyping him up, but I want to see it before I do it, and I've seen it, and I think he's a top 3 or 4 probably running back in the SEC, and he's hitting the holes, and he's explosive. He's making people miss. He just got to get that breakaway speed at the end. He's gotten caught a couple
Mhm.
times on those
Yeah.
breakaways, but him and Braylon Russell both, man, thought they had a great game. I mean, can't ask
Mhm.
for anything else.
Yep. I went same. I gave running backs an A. They ran hard. They got downhill. Both our running backs averaged over 9 yards a carry. can't ask for much better than that. Couple
Yeah,
couple 1 or 2 drops, I think, by Washington in the past game, but, I mean, outside of that, great day for them.
yeah. Wide receivers, I went B plus. I mean, I can't remember any drops from the wide receivers. I thought Platt had that nice catch in the back corner, to tight end, obviously, but count him as a receiver. Omega Blake had a great day. Uh, Thought the receivers were good. I gave him a B plus just because outside of Omega, I'm still just waiting to see someone like create something after the catch,
Mhm,
and so that's the only reason I'm docking them. But I mean, they're getting open. I just remember vividly. I went to a bunch of games last year, and I'm not a ball watcher. Like I'm
mhm,
usually watching the offensive defensive line or the secondary. Like I very rarely watch the ball when I'm at the game.
mhm,
Um, I just remember last year, like nobody was ever getting open, like
mhm.
ever. Like Armstrong would get open some, but Tesla, he struggled to get open a lot, and Satania
Well,
never got open.
no.
And
Tesla was open a lot, he just didn't get seen.
well, he was open. He didn't get seen when he was open,
Yeah,
correct? But there was a bunch of times I would just watch. I was like, he's too slow. Obviously,
yeah,
that's not the case. But back when I was watching, I was like, man, no wonder he's not getting the ball. He's not getting open.
yeah,
Um, but uh, but yeah, when he did get open, Taylor never threw it to him. But, like, we just didn't get open. But, dude, these guys this year are getting open, and so I
mhm,
give them their props. I think our receiving cores I think our offense overall, I'll just say it, I gave our offense an A. I think I scored 42 points against A&M. Should left to win the game.
yeah. No, for sure. I went A on the receiving core. Yeah, I mean, I again haven't watched the game tape, but just being in the stadium didn't remember a lot of drops or a lot of miscommunications between them and Talon. So I went A receiver. I went B offensive line. Just thought there was a few times, or which I mean, and A&M's defense before Saturday was really good at getting after the quarterback, and they couldn't get to Tatum, but they were getting past our offensive line on several plays,
Nice.
but or for a lot of the day. But Tatum was able to get out of it, so I went B offensive line and then A minus overall in the offense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think our offensive line's the weakest of our, but I don't think they're weak. I think they're probably middle of the pack
Yeah,
SEC offensive line.
yeah, much better than
But
last
I
year.
saw I saw something about Corey Robinson, our left tackle. He struggled. I think he gave up 6 pressures Saturday night. Only 1 sack, but he gave up 6 pressures. And our whole team had 6 pressures
Hmm.
on Marcel Reed. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, we had one lineman give up as many as our whole team is getting. But yeah. Defensive line, I went D minus. Just I don't even know what to say. I mean,
Is there
just
even a
no.
reason to go? Is there even a reason to even go over the defense? I mean, it's
There's
just
really not. I mean, I'll just go over them as a whole real quick. Like
yeah,
Marcel, I looked at my wife like in the fourth quarter. I said, "Look at Marcel Reed's jersey. It's white. I mean,
yes,
it's perfectly white. Like
yeah,
he didn't have hardly any resistance all night. He just
yeah,
sat back there in his clean little pocket, made all the throws, And I mean, I went D's pretty much across the board on defense, and I don't know who to blame. I mean, none of them are any good, but like I can't blame our secondary because whenever the quarterback just has a day to throw, what do you expect your secondary to do? And so
yeah,
I'm just so over it. I mean,
yeah,
Auburn's offense is putrid. It's
yeah.
the worst offense in the SEC, I think. So I don't know what it's going to look like. You have the the worst offense against the worst defense. Something has to give, but
Hmm.
we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the one bright spot just being in the stadium was, Xavier Story. Just I can't say how many times around the ball that I saw number 10 either on the play or right there by the play, so I think he was getting around and getting to the ball, but outside of that, I put a D minus effort for the defense. It was again putrid. And then special teams only had 2 punts. They both went over 50 yards. We kicked everything out of the end zone. I don't even think they had a kick return other than the squib kick that we did. And then we were 2 for 2 field goals. So, and I actually
Yeah,
got
I mean,
a couple return yards, uh, one on
he
a
had one
kickoff and
that
then one.
yeah, he had one that was like Shanks finally got one. It was like 15
Yeah.
yard punt return and got called
Yeah.
back on a holding. You know,
Yes.
so
Yes.
but
Yeah. So I gave special teams an A. They did. I mean, they didn't hurt us at all. So,
they didn't hurt us, but they weren't special.
well, yeah.
As Houston Dale used to say,
Yes.
special teams got to be special.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's I mean, I'm done coming on here after every game. Just the defense, we just call it what it is, and
Yeah.
whenever they're better, we'll talk about them more. So how's that?
Yeah. Yep.
So, anyways, moving on to Auburn, 11:45 kickoff
Gross.
Saturday. Uh, you know, if it's just two teams who need a win really bad, and so I'll be curious to see. I think there's not a doubt in my mind if we win, Hugh Freeze is fired. There's not a doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
He's already been on the hot seat all year anyway, and they're
Yeah.
0-4 in the SEC. And if they go lose to a 2-5 team, I just don't see how they don't fire him. But I can tell you right now, Auburn's defensive line is legit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm
Yeah. I
concerned
mean, they've
about
kept
that.
them in game. Their defense kept them in all these games.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
getting blown out in any of these games either.
Yeah. No, they're all like 20-17 or
Yeah.
23 to 21. So, anyways, we'll
It'll
get
be
more into the Auburn
interesting.
game on Friday.
It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, like you said, the worst offense against the worst defense, and the two teams that the SEC refs hate more than anyone in the conference.
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens.
we will indeed. Thanks everybody for all the love. Keep telling a friend. I know it's getting monotonous just coming on the podcast and hear us talking about Arkansas losses, but we can only react to what we see. So,
Yeah. Send us some questions,
um,
or send us some coaches that you guys want to see, and we'll do a deep dive on some of those. So maybe we could do
yeah, we may do a poll. I know
yeah,
there's a
let's,
bunch of polls out there for coaches, but we may
yeah,
shoot a poll out and try to go over it on
yeah.
Friday's podcast.
Maybe we're talking about people you don't care about. Maybe you're all in on Bobby, or maybe you're all in
Yeah,
on somebody we hadn't talked about yet. So
yeah.
yeah, let us know. But thank you for the love
Anyways,
and support.
give us a follow, give us a shout out, give us a subscribe on YouTube. We're pushing 80 subscribers, so we're slowly getting to that 100 mark. Um, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll be back Friday breaking down the Auburn game and talking Hog Hoops. Let's
Yes.
go. Let's go. So, anyways, everybody have a good week. Andrew, take us home, brother.
All right. Everybody stay classy, stay alert, and go Hogs. We love them at the end of the day. So Poo Pig.
Woo pig.